Good morning, everyone, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. So, in this episode of my YouTube videos, you are going to be doing a chart breakdown for 13th of May 2025. So, first of all, let's move to the fundamentals and let's see what you are expecting it to happen today at the fundamental aspect. So, looking at the fundamentals, 13th of May 2025. So, today is Tuesday. So, looking at the fundamentals, we are going to be having a major impact news around 6 a.m. GMT. So, that's going to be claimant count change. So, what it simply means is what people claiming for unemployment benefit. That's what it simply means. So, looking at the claimant count change, they're expecting for the forecasted numbers that they're expecting is 22.3K. That's the number of people that they're expecting. So this is an expected number. They're expecting 22.3 people for what claiming for unemployment benefit as compared to the previous numbers was what 18.7K. So I'm expecting pound weakness because since more people are claiming for unemployment benefit, what's going to happen is what the pound is going to be weakened. So I'm expecting the pound to be very weak at this point when the news gets released. So looking at during the New York session, so this is the news for the lending session. So looking at the New York session, during the New York session too, we are going to be having CPI. So with CPI, this is what they're expecting. They're expecting more what? They're expecting more inflation numbers. So CPI simply means what? It's also an inflation data. So they're expecting more people to what? They're expecting more inflation numbers when the news gets released. So when inflation is high, what is going to happen is what? It might happen what? There might be an increase in what? Rates. Okay, so when there was an increase in rates, it's going to what? Make the dollar very strong at this point. So based on what is being presented to us at this point, I'm expecting the dollar to be very strong during the New York session when the news gets released. I'm expecting CPI data to be very high, which is going to cause what the dollar to be very strong. If inflation is high, the dollar is going to be very strong at this point. And you are at the same time, high impact news are going to be expected. We're expecting Bank of England Governor Bailey speaks to as well. So mostly when these people are speaking, they give clue on what the interest rate is going to be like. So I'm expecting maybe they are going to give a clue on the interest rate, which is also going to bring about high volatility in the market during the New York Stock Exchange session. So far, the only high impact in the lending session you are going to be having claimant count change around 6 a.m. GMT, and during the New York session too, we are going to be having CPI news data. So we have to be very careful during the New York Stock Exchange session because CPI is a very high volatile news. So let's move to the technical aspect on the currency pairs that I'm expecting it to move during the lending session. So the lending session, the high probability trade setup that's it's on my watch list is what GBPJPY. So on GBPJPY, I'm expecting a continuation of the trend to this side. By looking at the data that is being released for the fundamentals, as you're expecting pound weakness. So maybe we cannot, the effect on the news is not going to be massive and it will continue moving up again. But I'm expecting, looking at fundamentals, at this point, fundamentals is saying what? Fundamental is saying pound is going to be weak. If pound is weak, then you're expecting a sell. By technical analysis, you are looking for what? A buy for the trend to continue. So maybe we can get a pullback, a small pullback, then the trend will continue to this side. That's what I'm expecting because looking at the daily time frame on GBPJPY, the daily time frame trend at this point is an uptrend. Looking at the H4 time frame, the trend is also an uptrend. Price has created this support over here, so I'm expecting a continuation of the trend, then price will get to this point. That's what I'm expecting on GBPJPY. And the next currency pair on top of my watch list is NZDCAD. So on NZDCAD, this is a high probability or high trade setup. What I'm expecting on NZDCAD is what I'm waiting for. Looking at the daily time frame, the daily time frame trend is what? A downtrend. So what I'm expecting it to happen is what? Looking at the H4 time frame, I'm expecting price or the candle to break below this one. When the candle breaks below this one, give us a resistance, then I'll take the continuation of the trend to this side. So that's what I'm expecting NZDCAD to happen. But you have to wait for the news to be released or wait for the H4 candle to close. If it close and it's close around this side, giving us a resistance, then we take the continuation of the trend for price to come to this side. Okay, so this will be our target. That's what you are expecting. That's what I'm watching. So we have been missing some of the currency pairs. We have been missing some of the moves on GBP, AUD. We miss it. It moved during what? It moved during the Asian session, and Euro AUD too. So NZD, GBP AUD, you were expecting a move, but it moved during the Asian session, and I'm expecting Euro AUD to also to move during the London session. It also moved during the Asian session. So we have made some major moves. We have made some major moves, but now we are having a close eye on GBP, JPY, and NZDCAD at this point. So if you are new to the channel, please kindly subscribe to the channel. Put the channel on a bell notification. Anytime a video is being uploaded on the channel, you'll be the first person to be updated. And kindly give a like to the video. If you're having any question or any challenge, kindly make sure you leave your comments in the comment section, and I'll address it or give you an immediate feedback to your problem or your feedback. Thank you all for watching to the end of the video. Bye.